Welcome, fellow travelers, on the great, winding, and often unpredictable paths of spiritual discovery. I'm your host, Christopher Little, inviting you to join us once more in this tranquil space for another Library of Divine Echoes deep dive into a subject that sits at the very intersection of the physical landscape and the metaphysical realm. Today our journey takes us across hillsides, through ancient forests, and over old stone tracks as we explore the rich and complex world of ley lines. This is not a lecture for a single school of thought, but an invitation for every individual walking their own unique spiritual path to connect with a profound and resonant concept. We will bridge the gap between history and myth, between scholarly skepticism and spiritual practice, and discover how the very energy of the earth can become a vital part of our personal journey. Let us begin by turning the pages of history to understand the man who first laid down the concept of the straight track. The modern concept of ley lines, as it is understood by today's practitioners, owes its existence to the extraordinary mind of a man who was, by all accounts, far more a pragmatist than a mystic. Born and bred in Hereford, England, Alfred Watkins was a classic Victorian entrepreneur and a man of many passions. He was an avid antiquarian, a dedicated inventor, and a pioneer photographer who was so well regarded he became a Fellow of the Royal Photographic Society. Watkins' inventive mind led him to patent a number of affordable light meters, including the highly successful B meter, which was used by Ponting during Scott's Antarctic expedition in 1910. He was also an early conservationist, playing a key role in preserving heritage buildings in his native Herefordshire. His work, his hobbies, and his passions all centered on a keen, almost obsessive interest in the physical landscape and how humans interacted with it. His theory of ley lines was not a sudden burst of mystical inspiration, but the culmination of a life spent studying the land and its ancient imprints. The genesis of his idea came on June 30th, 1921, during what he described as an extraordinary revelation. While standing on a Herefordshire hillside, he noticed an alignment of ancient and spiritual sites in his mind's eye. Using an ordnance map, a straight edge, and a steel pen, he began to draw lines connecting these points, which included prehistoric standing stones, barrows, moats, old crossroads, and churches. He found that these lines formed a network across the landscape. Watkins' original theory, laid out in his book The Old Straight Track, was entirely secular and rational. He proposed that these leys were ancient, straight trackways used by our ancestors for trade, religious rites, and navigation. He envisioned them as a sort of Neolithic sat-nav that allowed prehistoric peoples to situate themselves within the landscape. This vision of a unified, mobile, and expansive ancient British society stood in stark contrast to the prevailing scholarly view of isolated settlements. It is a crucial point to understand that Watkins himself did not believe that there was any magical or mystical significance to ley lines. He was a methodical man who was simply trying to find a logical explanation for a topographical pattern he observed. The genesis of his theory is deeply rooted in this pragmatic, rationalist, and topographical mindset. Watkins' background as an inventor and a photographer, a practice he referred to as drawing with light, informed his belief that we see in straight lines. His was an effort to impose order on the chaos of the natural world, to find a practical explanation for the alignment of ancient sites. The fact that his theory was born from this methodical, calculating approach creates a fascinating historical divergence from the later mystical interpretations. His legacy is a complex one. While his ideas were met with skepticism from academic archaeologists, his vision helped shape popular views of the British landscape and continues to inspire artists and the countryside discovery movement to this day. The journey of ley lines from Watkins' pragmatic vision to their modern spiritual interpretation is a story of cultural evolution. It was not until the 1960s, with the rise of the counterculture and the Earth Mysteries movement, that Watkins' work was revisited. The republication of The Old Straight Track in 1970 led to a significant shift in perception as a new generation began to attribute a sacred significance or mystical power to the lines. Proponents of these new theories, often referred to as lay hunters, combined their search for these lines with other esoteric practices like dowsing, numerology, and a belief in a forthcoming age of Aquarius. The idea was even taken to the realm of ancient astronauts, with some suggesting the lines served as guides for alien spacecraft. The modern spiritual understanding of ley lines posits them as channels of energy that connect significant sites across the Earth. They are described as a global energetic grid that is believed to be connected to the Earth's magnetic field. Some research suggests that these lines often coincide with areas of high magnetic anomaly, where the Earth's magnetic field is distorted or amplified. From a practitioner's perspective, these lines are seen as conduits for spiritual energy, creating power spots that can enhance meditation, prayer, and rituals. Visiting these locations is believed to enhance spiritual experiences, providing a deeper connection to the Earth and even amplify the potency of magical work. For a complete picture, it is essential to address the scholarly counterpoint to these spiritual claims. Archaeologists and scientists largely regard ley lines as an example of pseudo-archaeology and pseudo-science. The core arguments against their existence as anything other than a chance alignment are rooted in logic and statistics. First, there is a fundamental lack of empirical evidence, as ley lines cannot be detected by magnetometers or any other scientific device. Second, with tens of thousands of potential data points around the globe, it is statistically inevitable that many straight lines and seemingly significant patterns will appear by chance alone. A good analogy is that of astrological constellations, where we connect points, stars, to create a pattern that is not inherently there. The meaning is what we bring to it. This leads to the third and most fascinating point for a practitioner: the concept of pareidolia. The scientific critique of ley lines often focuses on the human brain's amazing capacity for finding patterns in the world around us. However, from a spiritual and magical perspective, this very cognitive function is the mechanism through which a practitioner tunes into the subtle energies of the world. The act of seeing and feeling a ley line is a conscious process of cultivating an inner sense, a form of active meditation and intuitive development. The journey to find and work with ley lines is not simply an external search for a hidden pathway, but a profound internal process. The external landscape becomes a mirror for an internal spiritual sense. The evolution of the ley line concept from a topographical theory to a spiritual tool can be understood through the following comparisons. Watkins' original version: purpose, ancient trackways for trade, navigation, and religious processions. Function, a Neolithic sat-nav, a pragmatic system for ancient people to traverse the landscape. Means of discovery, a map, a ruler, and a steel pen, a purely visual and logical process. The modern mystic's grid: purpose, channels of spiritual energy for healing, meditation, and rituals. Function, a planetary energy grid that can be accessed for personal growth, spiritual awareness, and amplified magic. Means of discovery: dowsing, intuition, and intentional visualization, an intuitive and energetic process. For the practitioner, the debate over the scientific validity of ley lines is often secondary to the tangible results they experience from working with them. The practice itself is a powerful form of self-development and a means of connecting with the Earth's vitality. This work can be broken down into a three-step process: location and identification, connection and alignment, and intentional ritual work. Step 1. Location and identification. The first step is to locate a potential ley line. For many, this begins with traditional dowsing, a practice that has been used for centuries to find hidden things like water and minerals. Practitioners use a variety of tools, most commonly L-shaped metal rods held loosely in each hand, or a weighted pendulum. The dowsing rods are believed to cross or move apart when you pass over a ley line, while a pendulum's clockwise or counterclockwise spin can indicate the direction of energy flow. Map dowsing is a popular alternative for those who cannot travel, where a practitioner uses their tools over a map to identify potential lines from afar. Regardless of the tool used, the most important part of this process is the preparation of the mind. Practitioners are encouraged to calm their thoughts, ground their energy, and set a clear intention to detect energetic lines, not physical objects. From a scholarly perspective, the movement of dowsing tools is often attributed to the ideomotor effect, the unconscious muscle movements guided by expectation. From a spiritual perspective, however, this very phenomenon is seen as a vital feedback loop. The practitioner's intention and mental focus cause subtle, unconscious physical responses that are then interpreted as an external signal. The dowsing rod, therefore, is not a simple instrument. It is a profound tool that helps the mind externalize and physically perceive an intuitive sensation. This makes the physical act of dowsing a tangible manifestation of a spiritual sense, reinforcing the core belief that one's body can be a vehicle for interacting with unseen energies. Beyond dowsing, many practitioners rely on their intuition. A feeling of contentment or an unexplainable connection to the land can be a clear sign that you are tuning into a line's vibrational energy. Step 2. Connection and alignment. Once a potential line is located, the next step is to connect with its energy. This can be done in two primary ways: through physical presence or through intentional meditation and visualization. The most powerful method is to visit sacred sites like Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, or the Pyramids of Giza, which are believed to be at the intersection of multiple ley lines, creating powerful vortexes of energy. By spending time at these locations, individuals can absorb the energies to gain a deeper sense of connection and awareness. For those who cannot travel, intentional meditation offers an inclusive and equally valid approach. By focusing one's attention on a specific ley line, a practitioner can establish an energetic link and tap into its associated qualities. The visualization process allows for a remote connection, making the practice accessible to anyone, anywhere. Step 3. Intentional work and ritual. With a connection established, a practitioner can begin to perform intentional work. The first and most critical step is to set a clear intention for your practice, focusing on the specific qualities you wish to cultivate. Ley lines can be used to amplify magical work, as practitioners believe that performing rituals along these lines can enhance their potency and effectiveness. Ley energy can also be used for specific energy work, such as balancing and healing, by harnessing the line's natural vibrations to promote well-being and harmony. For example, meditating on a ley line associated with creativity can stimulate the imagination, while connecting with a line linked to healing can facilitate emotional well-being. Tools can also be used to aid in this process. Natural elements such as stones and crystals are believed to have unique energetic properties and can be used to absorb and then amplify, direct, or transmit the energy of the ley line. Finally, It is essential to approach this work with ethical awareness. Practitioners are urged to respect the environment and any sacred sites they visit, avoiding any damage or disruption to the area. In cases of conflict with property owners or neighbors, a legal expert suggests finding a compromise that respects all parties and promotes harmony. The term witchcraft is a broad umbrella that encompasses a vast array of traditions and solitary paths, including Wicca, Druidry, heathenry, and shamanism. While these traditions have their own unique mythologies, rituals, and deities, they share a number of unifying philosophies. A core tenet is a deep reverence for nature and a desire to live in harmony with the ecosphere. Many traditions also celebrate the seasonal cycles, such as the 8 Sabbats of Wicca, which honor the changing seasons and their themes. The modern practice of witchcraft is often centered on personal growth and self-development, with many practitioners viewing it as a path to empowerment. The practice of working with ley lines is perfectly suited to this diverse and decentralized community. It is a universal tool that can be seamlessly integrated into any existing path, as it is not tied to a single dogma or pantheon. The animistic worldview of shamanism, which involves working with plant and animal spirit allies, resonates deeply with the idea of a living, energetic earth. Similarly, the nature reverence of Druidry finds a natural extension in the concept of connecting with the earth's energetic currents. For Wiccans, who revere both a god and goddess, often associated with the sun and earth, working with ley lines is a direct way to commune with the divine feminine energy inherent in the land. The inherent diversity of modern witchcraft, which embraces strong pluralism and encourages individuals to choose the tradition that most suits them, creates an ideal conceptual space for the non-dogmatic practice of ley line work. In this decentralized spiritual landscape, no single tradition can claim exclusive access to the true knowledge of ley lines. This allows the practice to remain accessible to solitary practitioners and diverse groups alike. It is a powerful form of self-development and empowerment, particularly for those who view their practice as an act of reclaiming a connection to the land and to themselves. Its power comes from its democratic nature, as it is a spiritual tool available to anyone who wishes to engage with the Earth's energy. Having explored the history and the practical applications of ley lines, let us now turn inward. This meditation is a gift to your own unique spiritual path. Whether you see these lines as physical pathways, energetic currents, or a manifestation of your own powerful intuition, the intent is the same: to find a state of groundedness, clarity, and connection. I invite you now to find a comfortable and relaxed position, either seated or lying down, where you will not be disturbed for the next several minutes. You may wish to place your bare feet on the ground to aid in the transfer of energy. Gently close your eyes. Begin by taking a deep, intentional breath in. Feel the breath expand your chest, your ribs, and your abdomen. And as you exhale, allow any tension to begin to leave your physical body. With each slow, calm breath, mentally scan your body, noticing any areas where you may be holding stress or worry. Gently release any physical or mental burdens into the space around you. Now, with your mind's eye, begin to visualize a warm, protective light at the center of your being, in your heart space. As you inhale, allow this light to expand, growing into a bright, protective shield that surrounds you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. With each breath out, allow the light to become even brighter, creating a sacred, safe space for you to do your work. With your breath as your anchor, imagine yourself in a natural place that brings you peace. It could be an open field under a vast sky, a tranquil forest surrounded by ancient trees, or a soft, sandy beach. Feel the earth beneath your feet, the soft ground, the warm sun, and the gentle breeze on your skin. As you feel this connection to the land, begin to envision a vast, powerful root system extending from the soles of your feet. These roots are a part of you, and they grow deeper with each breath, reaching down through the layers of the earth, past rock and soil, and toward the very core of the planet. Feel them grow wide and extensive, anchoring you in stability and strength. Now, with your next inhale, draw up a warm, nurturing energy from the earth's core. Feel this energy rise slowly through your roots, filling your feet, your ankles, your legs, and moving up into the base of your spine. This energy is grounding and peaceful, and it replaces any restlessness or anxiety with calm and centeredness. Allow this flow of energy to spread throughout your entire body, filling every cell with its vital warmth. Now a grounded vessel, expand your awareness outward. Sense the subtle, unseen currents that flow across the earth, the energetic lines that connect sacred and powerful places. Feel these ley lines crisscrossing the landscape around you, a network of spiritual and physical significance. perceive them as a gentle hum, a pulsing light, or a quiet whisper in your mind's ear. Now, with a clear intention, mentally align yourself with a ley line that resonates with your current needs. Call upon the specific energies you wish to cultivate, be it creativity, healing, strength, or clarity. As you inhale, imagine drawing in the energy of that line, allowing it to merge with the warm, nurturing energy you have already drawn from the Earth's core. Feel this powerful, balanced flow within you, a perfect blend of groundedness and expansion. Back to your body, feeling the strength and centeredness this practice has given you. Feel this new, balanced energy solidify within you, a shield and a source of power that you can carry with you. Take a moment now to express gratitude for this experience, for the energy of the earth, and for the wisdom gained in this moment of stillness. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you are ready, with a gentle breath, open your eyes. Welcome back, my friends. I hope this journey has left you with a deeper sense of connection and a feeling of grounded purpose. The history of ley lines is a testament to our enduring human need to find meaning and order in the world, and the modern practice is a testament to our profound desire to connect with the living, breathing vitality of the earth itself. The true power of ley lines lies not in their objective reality, but in the meaning and empowerment they bring to the individual practitioner. Until next time, may you always find divine echoes in the world around you.